Let's talk about a weird and honestly a really frustrating pattern that I think a lot of us have felt at work. It's this paradox. The moment things start to slow down, it feels like everyone starts working harder. It makes no sense, right?
Well, we're going to break down exactly why that happens.
I mean, does this sound familiar? You look around and the energy is frantic. Everyone's busy, keyboards are clacking, people are rushing from meeting to meeting. But the actual project, the thing you're all there to do, just isn't moving forward. You're all putting in more effort, but you're seeing less and less progress. It is an absolutely maddening place to be. And here's what that more effort usually looks like in practice. Your inbox just explodes. Your calendar suddenly gets packed with new meetings. And it feels like every 5 minutes, someone is asking for a status update. On the surface, it looks like a hive of productivity, but is it really? Okay, now here is the core idea, the mental flip we really need to make. We're all conditioned to see activity, noise as a sign that things are happening, that progress is being made. But what if the exact opposite is true? What if real, effective work is actually quiet? Right. That whole flurry of activity we just talked about, the emails, the meetings, that's not the work. It's what happens when the work stops. It's the system compensating, trying to force movement because the natural flow is gone. It's a reaction to a blockage. And this comparison just makes it so clear. Look at the left side. A system that's stuck is intense, it's noisy, and ultimately it's slow. But look at the right. A system with healthy flow is quiet. It's almost boring. Tasks just move from one stage to the next. Handovers just happen. It looks effortless because the system is designed for smooth movement, not for constant poking and prodding. I love this metaphor, busyness as glue. Think about it. Glue isn't part of the original structure of a thing, right? It's something you add on top to hold it together when it breaks. And that's exactly what all those follow-up emails and just checking in meetings are. They are layers of glue trying to patch the cracks in a broken workflow. So if this whole pattern is so counterproductive, why do we do it? Why is this our default response pretty much everywhere? Well, as it so often does, the answer comes down to our own psychology. For starters, being active just feels good, doesn't it? It gives us this comforting illusion of progress. You send an email, you schedule a meeting. It feels like you're taking action, like you're trying to solve the problem. It gives you a sense of control, and hey, it makes you look busy and engaged to everyone else. And the flip side of that coin is that silence. Silence feels risky. In most workplaces, if things go quiet, we get anxious. We start to wonder if something's wrong, if a deadline was missed, or if someone dropped the ball. And that anxiety makes us want to create noise, just to prove things are still moving. So here's how the trap works. First, we completely misread the situation. We see motion, we see busyness, and we think, great, progress. Then, when the real movement stops, our instinct is to fix it by adding more of that artificial motion. We end up just responding to the delay, treating the symptom instead of actually finding and removing the thing that caused the delay in the first place. So, how do we break this cycle? It's not about working harder or faster. The crucial point is that we need to fundamentally shift our perspective. We need to stop measuring effort and start looking for flow. We need a completely new diagnostic lens. And that new lens really comes down to one incredibly powerful two-part question. So the next time you feel that urge to schedule another meeting or send another just checking in email for a stalled project, I want you to pause and ask yourself this first part. Is what I'm about to do actually creating flow? Or is it just compensating for the fact that there isn't any? That single question can totally reframe how you see your own actions and all the busyness that's happening around you. Now, the goal here isn't to give you some 5-step action plan. It's really to offer you a new way of seeing, a new way of thinking. So instead of easy answers, we're going to end with a few more powerful questions. Questions to hold on to think about over time. First one, where in your world has activity increased just to make up for stalled work? I mean, really think about it. Is there a project where suddenly the number of meetings and emails has shot through the roof, but the actual progress has slowed to a crawl? And next, which of your daily tasks, which meetings, which reports, which check-ins, only exist because the system itself is unpredictable and unreliable? Which bits of your work are just glue? And finally, just imagine this. What would get quieter if flow improved? Picture a world where work just moved smoothly. What would that sound like? What would your inbox feel like? Your calendar? The chatter around you? You know, thinking about that quiet might just be the very first step toward actually achieving it.